All right, Coach, take us away.
Proud of our guys for our effort tonight. It wasn't an easy game, regardless of the opponent, because we had injuries and being down Javian and Kawasi. That puts a lot more on the rest of the perimeters. And so they have to play longer stretches, and going to have a little more fatigue and different things. But again, I was proud of them. Probably the biggest thing for me, is Jaden. Mustaf. I'm happy for him. Proud of him. It's not even really the points. Because I think that we all see that he's a strong kid. He can get downhill, and I do think that the officials need to learn how to ref him a little bit better. But when I put him on Cato, he did a hell of a job, and I thought that changed the game because he had his way with our other guys. But Jaden did a good job. He got into him, and I thought that was one of the biggest differences in the game. So I'm just happy for him. Points aside, I'm happy at the defensive effort that he gave. Lance is just really consistent. The things that he do is just, you expect it every day. I thought Nate was really good, especially early. He helped keep the ball moving and all of those good things. And then I thought Duncan Powell really did a good job of coming in and getting those big 9 rebounds. But 18-5 assist to turnover ratio, that's always going to be big as well. Would have wanted to force some more turnovers this evening. But Central Arkansas is a solid team. I thought they played well enough to make you uncomfortable, to where you had to keep playing and do different things. And, we were able to do that, but overall, especially with the injuries, really happy with our performance.
Going back to Nate, you had mentioned earlier you're looking for him to keep, distributing the ball, get the offense going. 9 assists in the first half is pretty strong.
Yeah. No, that's not easy, especially in college, because, boy, it's hard to get assists in college. But he did a good job of moving the ball. He did a lot of good things out there. I wish I could have rested him just a little bit more. I do believe that fatigue, catches him a little bit and he needs to get blows. But it's like, you look down our roster at, right now, based on the injuries, you just didn't have nobody there. But he did. He started us off well. He got the ball moving. I thought he really did a good job this afternoon.
I guess Lance kind of stepping up into bigger all these last 2 games, like you said, with the injuries. Just how big has he been, and kind of how confident do you see him right now? I think 25 tonight. Just how big is he playing these last 2 games?
Playing real big for us. He's been a two-way player. He's making shots. He's guarding the best perimeter. He's guarded the best perimeter. Again, like I said, you get accustomed to someone having that success. And it just kind of you kind of just every day just feel like that's what it's going to be. I think he's been consistent because he works hard. I'm pulling for him, especially with him redshirting, so he wanted to get a full year under his belt, and he's done a great job, through the first 7 games.
The first half, when a team starts hitting some threes, it can be contagious, and no matter what kind of defense you're playing. Second half, it seemed like the intensity stepped up a little bit, and they only shot 27%. That gave you a chance maybe to breathe a little easier.
Oh yeah, for sure. One thing I'll say is it's hard to win. It's been a long week. Since the Cincinnati game, and I've really been on these guys. For a lot of different reasons about a lot of different things. And, the attention to detail, the toughness part of it, the playing with passion, playing for one another, competing every possession. Like, we going to do that. Like, and I don't really care who it is. If you don't, then you got to come out the game. And so I'm just not going to compromise myself no more. Moving forward, I'm not going to. I think I maybe took the foot off the pedal a little bit. And it's not even necessarily about this group. I might have did that last year, but man, the real me has came out. And so I'm just not compromising none of that. You know, we gonna do things, and we gonna do it for excellence, not to to please me. We doing it because great habits has to be a part of life. You know what I mean? And so guys got to do the right thing each and every day, because you create your habits, and whether they're good or bad, it becomes a part of who you are.
After the 2-3 start, these last two games to kind of get some confidence going for this tough stretch in December, how big is that to play as well as y'all have the last two games going into this stretch in December?
It's big. You know, I've said, you know, I didn't say it to the team, but I was pointing to these two games as, you know, they're like the tune-ups, the prelims, because you know the heavyweight fights is coming up, and you know we got to get better. You know, we'll play a tough Oklahoma team. You know, I look forward to playing them, but again, I don't got to go out on the floor. You know, and so we got to prepare. But this next week is almost if we got some time in between, obviously, but like we were going to an ACC tournament or something like that. You know, but we got to prepare like that. We got to put our hat on it, because everything that we lost in losing to Georgia and Cincinnati, we can gain it right back by winning on Tuesday, and that's how I see it. You know, and so I'm excited about the opportunity, because for me now it'll be able to see what we look like against another team that looks like the teams that we haven't had success against, and that was what 9 days ago, I think 9-10 days ago. So I'm just looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to this challenge and see how we respond to that.
Going back to that toughness on the boards, it seemed like, you know, in the past, your opponents were getting rebounds on both ends, and today your guys kept the ball alive, kept fighting for the ball, and it led to good things for your team.
Yeah, we did. We fought. Thought we fought a bit more. We got to fight more though. Like for me, it's crazy because I don't give pat on the backs for things that we supposed to do anyway. That's like waking up in the morning and brushing your teeth. You're supposed to do that. Are you nasty? Right? So I'm not giving pats on the back for stuff that you're supposed to do. We need to play with toughness. We need to rebound the basketball with two hands. Okay, we need to get 50-50 balls. You know, the one thing I did get mad at Duncan Powell about, for instance, I was like, man, if you don't dive on the floor, you're going to tear your ACL. It was the ball. He dove one time, but then he was reaching at it. I'm like, man, you can't do that. Like, you got to dive, because if you don't dive, somebody going to take you out. You know, and that's just a part of the game. That's a part of it. And so for me, like, we not grimy enough. You know, we don't – sometimes – this is the best way I can put it, because this is how it was put to me. Man, if you're trying to make it, you can't play basketball like you got options. I didn't have no options. I ain't have them. I ain't had no options. Basketball is my first option, second option, third one, and it was going to get me where I need to be, period. And that's how I feel. So I'm going to keep leaning on these dudes. And I don't give pats on the back for stuff that you should do. I give pats on the back for over and beyond that, you know. And so I'm trying to create a program where they don't want pats on the back for doing stuff that they should do. Right now is the hardest time we've ever had in this program in my short time here, and it's the hardest time because they never seen me like this, because I'm not satisfied. Like, we got to be better. Like, if we're going to try to do what I want to do, we got to be better. So that means that, you know, as I look at this stat sheet, for instance, like, there's some guys that, you know, I want to play better. And I hope they want to play better. You know what I mean? So you should be trying to play perfect, even though you're not going to be perfect. So, you know, happy again that we won the game, because that's the most important thing. But we just got to keep getting better, not satisfied.
You talked about the injuries. Do you have any kind of updates on Javian and Reeves and Darian, just kind of day-to-day thing, or hopefully have them back next week?
And I forgot about, you know, Sutton. No, I haven't got any updates. I don't know what it looks like in terms of when they'll be back. What I will say is, I would love to have them all back, but I just don't know. And so what I try to do is, and it's probably from me being in the pros, I try to make sure I just coach the guys that I have. Let those guys get healthy, and they'll tell me when they're ready.
Taking a look at freshmen and what they go through, is Dio going through maybe the ups and downs that a freshman goes through right now?
No, Dio's gonna be fine. I just decided today to go another way. Sometimes you got to win the game. He's gonna have some good days. He's gonna have some bad days, just like Jaden will, just like Darian will. It's a part of it, but he's fine. I just chose to go another way today. There's nothing to that. You don't read into that. He'll be starting on Tuesday, and we move forward. One thing about me, and one thing about coaching, I don't hold grudges. It's just basketball. Once we done, if whatever happens on that day, it's that day, and it's dead. You know what I mean? So, no, he's fine. He still had 6 big rebounds in 19 minutes. He did his job. So, I'm still proud of him, and he's going to just continue to get better.
Excellent. All right. I think we're all good. Thanks, Coach.
All right.